Hello and welcome to the Hidden Hockey Podcast. Again, my name's Matt Gordon. If you haven't followed the channel, feel free to follow us on Instagram, on YouTube. Subscribe here if you like the content. I'm going to talk a lot tonight about 2024 draft content. Hello, everyone. Again, my name's Matt Gordon. If you haven't heard of me before, now you have. Um, Feel free to follow all our content on Hidden Hockey on Instagram. Obviously on YouTube, you can look up 2024 draft tutorials and different things that I've put out there for different highlight reels of different prospects. And we're gonna have a live reaction today to the 2024 draft lottery. For those who don't know, the draft lottery doesn't start until 6:30. So I'll be also answering any questions. I'm gonna put up the odds here for the picks that are for today's draft. Obviously, San Jose is number one here. And then you got Chicago. You got various other teams here that you're looking at, along with Anaheim, Columbus, Montreal, Utah, which we have yet to find out the name. I'm hoping they're the Utah Yeti. Ottawa, Seattle, Calgary, New Jersey, Buffalo, Philadelphia, Minnesota, Pittsburgh, Detroit, and then St. Louis. I put a comment up in the community tab as well. Feel free to let me know either on Instagram or on the YouTube community tab what team you think is going to win the lottery tonight. Feel free to also leave a comment in the chat below as well with any questions in regards to the lottery. If you want to talk U18 Worlds, we could the U.S. team with James Higgins and Cole Iserman. We could talk about a lot of different things, but feel free to leave any comments below. And I'm just excited to talk more about today and find out who is going to get the chance to get Macklin Celebrini on their team. Again, those for just joining on here. If you haven't followed the channel before, my name's Matt Gordon. I'm the host of Hidden Hockey Podcast. I talk about all things 2024 NHL draft, drafts beyond that in 2025, 2026. We'll get a little bit into the U18 Worlds tonight, as well as the upcoming World Championships. If you want to talk USHL future entry drafts, we can talk about that as well. But we're also going to focus mainly tonight on the NHL draft lottery and the results. I may have some background noise of the NHL draft lottery in the live stream tonight. I won't have a full video feed, unfortunately, for you guys. So, hopefully you enjoy my commentary. Feel free to leave any questions below, in the live chat replay. And I look forward to having you subscribe to some future content. If you don't know much about the 2024 NHL draft, just know that I would say it's your average draft. You obviously have a really solid number one in Macklin Celebrini. He's going to go wire to wire as the consensus number one overall pick, followed by a bunch of really great defensemen. Personally, with me believing that Artem Levshunov is the top defenseman available from Michigan State. And then you have others like Sam Dickinson, Anton Silyayev, the 6'7" kid out of the KHL, and various others that are available for pickings this year in this draft. So I have the odds picked right there. I will have updates as it goes on. The actual coverage doesn't start until 6:30. They've already picked the players. We already know what team is supposed to be. We're going to find out here at 7 o'clock who will have the opportunity to take Macklin Celebrini. Again, for any questions, if you're new to the content, we have a YouTube, we have an Instagram, we have a Twitter, or an X as you call it now. Feel free to leave any sort of content and follow me across all platforms. I'm excited to talk hockey with each and every one of you. If you have any questions in regards to anything, I'm more than willing to talk about it. Or if you have observations that you want to talk about, I'm more willing to talk about that as well. I'm just looking forward to talking with each and every one of you. If you haven't followed on our live stream before, you're missing out. I tend to give live analysis and different things. Joe Bonus, I'm not going to show the actual TV feed, but I may have some background audio that might come through my mic because I didn't turn off my background noise on there. But I will react as it happens. I know that's a disappointing thing, but if you want, you can just have this on as ambient in the background. It is airing on ESPN Plus for those who don't know. You can sign up for an ESPN Plus subscription. No problem, Joe Bonus. That's one option. I haven't found another option yet for streaming. If I do, I will verbally say it instead of linking it in the chat below. But looking forward to talking more about the 2024 draft and talking more about hockey in general and the prospects that are out there right now. It's cool to see the 35 of you are on here. If you have any questions, again, feel free to leave anything in the live chat. I love to talk hockey with each and every one of you. And if you haven't already, try to subscribe to this YouTube channel right here, as well as our Instagram and our Twitter feed. As far as picks that I think will go on for the next little bit, I have a mock draft here. I'm going to show real quick. Feel free to give any analysis and things you guys want to show on here. So let me bounce back here and present. I'm going to go ahead and share my 2024 mock for this year. So, those that are seeing it right now, my number one is obviously Macklin Celebrini. I'm of the opinion I think San Jose might hold the pick this year. It's been a long time. In fact, it's been over 15 years since any of the lottery picks have been held, since the start of the lottery. And then my second pick overall would be Artem Levshunov. I believe, he's a really great defenseman. I think the most NHL ready player, for the draft this year. I think he could either go to college for one more year, or I could easily see him playing in the AHL next year. Really fluid defenseman, great player as well. I think there's an outside shot that I think, that Levshunov in the right situation with the right team could jump up into that one spot, but it's got to be a few teams. I don't think it's going to be the majority of them, because I think the majority are going to want Macklin Celebrini one, because he's such a game-breaking talent, the youngest ever Hobey Baker winner, and an absolute force that played at Boston University this year. He will be a day one, no questions asked. Constant Hellenius is a kid who I'm incredibly bullish on him to have him at 3. Most people have him around 9 or 10. He's even lower than that. Didn't have the latest U18s. He averaged just around a point per game, but I think his professional skill and what he's given throughout the season has really caused him to shoot up the board here. Number 4, I have Cole Eiserman. I have a hard time ranking Eiserman low because his goal scoring ability is just that elite, and you can't miss on goaltending. So, I'm sorry, on goal scoring. Sorry, and his goal scoring ability is that of the up. He broke Cole Caulfield's record at the U.S. Development Program. He's a guy who's got 80 goals plus this year. Just been an absolute freak throughout the international season, through USHL play, as well as through exhibition with colleges. Number 5 for me is Zane Parekh. I'm really high end on him. I think his offensive ability reminds me a lot of a Jamie Drysdale, a lot of a Cale Makar type player that rovers really well, very offensively gifted, and gets you to the right spot here. And I'm just a big fan of him overall in this game. Number 6 for me is Ivan Demidov. Had an down season. I could see him jumping up into the top 3 for the right team. I liken him to almost an Ilya Kovalchuk, but in a smaller package. I think his skill set is really advanced. Great stick handler, a really deceptive shot. I think his shot is very underrated in the public scouting community. I'm really impressed by him overall. Michael Hage is a kid who I think in a normal draft year with normal circumstances surrounding him, I think he's right in this top 10 spot. I'm really bullish on him. To me, he dealt with the loss of his father. He dealt with a lot of different things in his personal life, and he went through and played legal hockey with one of the elite programs in the USHL and the Chicago Steel. He's going to go to the University of Michigan. He's going to get a great opportunity to develop, and the sky's the limit with this kid. I think he's going to really be the breakout star of this 24 draft. We're going to look at 18 months. Like, why was this kid not picked in the top 10? That's why I have him ranked here at 7. Number 8 is Berkeley Catton. Plays it for the Spokane in the Western Hockey League. I really like his overall game as well. Great playmaker, really cerebral player. I wish he was a little bigger, but he'll be able to handle NHL size games. He's been an absolute menace in the Western Hockey League this year. My biggest riser for this year is Tija Ginla. I'm manifesting him going to Calgary, as I'm sure a lot of Calgary Flames fans will want him to be there. Unbelievable player in terms of his work ethic, his ability. I love how he forechecked. I think he's one of the more physical forwards in this draft. Just a ton of like here with him and different players like that as well. And then my 10th pick, and this is again very bullish on this kid, is Tarek Parashek, um, out of Prince George in the Western Hockey League. A kid who did Hockey League, was a complete rookie this year. Came from the Scholastic Leagues in the CSHL. I believe from Edge. Unbelievable player in terms of his overall ability, and I think the upside's really high on this kid. A late bloomer, somebody who really didn't show up in the draft process until October or November, and then really took it on its head and put up a 100-point season. Most people have him ranked in the late first round just because the uncertainty around, is this just a one-trick pony? Is this ability to go and play this way sustainable? And we'll see what happens there. But we'll talk more about these guys later. I'm going to go back to the stream here and different questions. So, hey, John Beats, I'm not showing the actual live TV show, but I will have some background noise of the actual lottery itself. If you haven't found it already, it's on ESPN Plus. And if I find any streams, I'll let you know. And I'll just say it verbally, so that way YouTube doesn't ding me, and we're all able to watch it at the same time. So if I find any streams, I'll let you know. Or if anybody finds any streams, feel free to leave it in the comments. I'm gonna go ahead back here and share the odds again. For those who don't know, obviously San Jose's got the top odds for tonight. Everybody's looking to get Macklin Celebrini. Chicago obviously would love to have him combined with Connor Bedard and have another Western Canadian, connection there. Anaheim's the third, Columbus fourth, and Montreal fifth. And then the new Utah team has a 7.5% chance to get Macklin Celebrini. Again, if you have any questions, anything in terms of the draft, anything in terms of other things, feel free to leave that in the comments below. Excited to, talk hockey with each and every one of you. And if you have any sort of questions in terms of, draft prospects this year, anything in terms of the under 18s that happened recently, any topic you want to talk about in hockey, would love to hear your comments below here as well. Really excited to have this live stream today, and thank you to the 16 of you that are on this live stream tonight. Triple JV, he just comments on here, top 3 prospects for this year. I just went over a few of them a few minutes ago. If you just joined on, thank you for joining on. The number one far and away for me is Macklin Celebrini from Boston University. You'll find a lot of people that will say the same thing. Absolute game-breaking talent, incredibly dynamic, good skater, the youngest ever to win the Hobey Baker Award, which is basically college hockey's MVP award. Did so as an 18, basically an 18-year-old, which is unheard of. That's even better than, the likes of Fantilli and Jack Eichel and various others that also played college hockey at a high-end level. To me, he's my one. My 2 right now would be Artem Levshinov, who plays for Michigan State. He's a defenseman, hard-hitting defenseman, really physical, but he also brings an incredible offensive game. Has a real heady mindset. He's actually done some testing in terms of matching him with different NHL players, and he's tested along the likes of Luke Hughes and Jack Hughes and in that type of realm for his agility, his speed, and his overall game. Really exciting guy. I think he's, to me, the most NHL ready guy in this draft. And then my third pick, and this is kind of bullish for me, is I have Konsta Helenius, who plays in the Finnish Pro League. I have him at my 3 spot, which is very, very aggressive. Most people have him in the top 10 to 12, but I really like his offensive game. I think he's super gifted. Great potential in terms of what he can bring in the offensive zone. He's averaging over a point per game in Liga, which is the top professional league in Finland. Really has just done an incredible job. He's putting up stats, upwards of, the likes of Patrick Laine and Alex Barkov, that type of stats at the same age in Liga. So Thanks for the question, Triple JV. And if you have any others, feel free to leave them in the chat. Appreciate it, though. Thank you. Again, if you just joined, again, my name's Matt Gordon. I'm with Hidden Hockey. Feel free to subscribe to the channel if you like the content. We're going to go on here for probably a good majority of the time. For those wondering, I'm not going to show the actual live feed, but I will have probably some background sound that comes through my mic, and I will update in real time, instantaneously as we're going on here. So feel free to, leave everything on here. If you guys want to, I'm going to put back up my mock in a little bit, and it starts at 6:30 in terms of the ESPN Plus coverage. If you haven't downloaded ESPN Plus, highly encourage it. It's not that expensive to get. Otherwise, if there's any streams, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I have not found one personally. But if you are looking for one, I would obviously suggest like Reddit Hockey, or I would suggest, HF boards if you can go on there. Otherwise, best of luck finding the ESPN Plus stream, or whoever has a stream, feel free to leave it in the comments below as well. So, and then I'm going to go back here, share the rest of this. In terms of this draft, I believe, to me, I think the best thing about this draft is the amount of defensemen that are available. We have a few guys that aren't even in my personal top 15. You got Henry Muse is a guy at 16 I have. I have at 11. I might actually drop him. I didn't really update this after the U18s. To me, he might drop a little bit. By far and away, I think the best defenseman is Artem Levshunov. I just got done talking about him. Zane, another guy who reminds me a lot of Kale McCarr. Very offensively gifted player. Needs some work in the defensive zone, but he's not bad in his own zone by any means. He just needs to get stronger and get more physical and be able to really outmatch those that are coming at him at the same speed. But a really elusive skater, really smart player, very heady, and is very willing to engage with everybody in the in any zone. So again, as always, feel free to leave any comments in the chat below. I'm looking forward to talking more about hockey, in terms of this draft, anything else. Be like Triple JV, leave a comment. And if you like the response, feel free to subscribe as well. I'm going to be putting out weekly content of different players and stuff. I have a few more highlight reels I'm building up right now that I'm going to put out, as well as some more live streams coming in the near future about, future mocks that I'm going to release, different things like that going on. And I'm just really excited to talk the 24 draft with you guys, as well as any other draft stuff you want to talk about or anything hockey related. Feel free to leave any comments below. I would love to talk hockey with you guys. Again, for those who just joined, again, my name is Matt Gordon. I'm with the Hidden Hockey Podcast. We have an Instagram, YouTube, and a Twitter. If you're on the YouTube right now, great. Feel free to hit the subscribe button over to your lower right-hand corner of your screen, or it might be in the center, depending on how you watch the video. But really looking forward to talking more about the NHL draft and the lottery itself. If you guys want, feel free to comment below about what team you think is going to be the number one overall team to select Macklin Celebrini. Even leave your thoughts if you think it's not going to be Macklin Celebrini. Maybe you think it's Artem Levshunov. Maybe you think, somebody's going to want to take a huge move on the 6'7" Russian kid in Silyev. I don't think that'll happen, but I would love to hear your comments below. Feel free to leave anything you can here. And would look forward to talking to you guys about the 24 draft. So. As you can see here, guys, I got my mock here. This is kind of a rough mock. I didn't have a chance to update it before going on the stream today. So feel free to give any constructive feedback you think on the draft. If you have any other questions or thoughts on how I have people ranked, to talk about why I have certain people ranked in certain spots, any honorable people that you think could have there. So that should be interesting there. Gary Moran, I hope the Russians stay far away from that Russian kid. Yeah, I think to me, another guy who was really big and thought of to be a really good player is Logan Stanley. He plays for Winnipeg right now. He did make the NHL, but a lot of people were starting to put Logan Stanley in the top 15 right around draft time. And, you could be 6'8" and it's great. But if you don't have the offensive ability and you're not that defensively strong, and that's what Silyev is, he's just a big, massive guy who takes up a lot of space. Yeah, he'll eat some minutes for you, but he's not going to be effective. You're not going to get points from him. You can clearly tell he wasn't ready for the offensive game in the KHL, and I would agree. I'm assuming you're talking about Silyev. If not, there's a few others. There's Demidov as well. Um, who I think is a little more higher end skilled and reminds me a little bit more of, if you remember from last year, Matvey Michkov. He's got that type of skill set. And, in that situation, depending on where the Habs fall, I wouldn't mind that pick for them there. So, thanks for joining everybody. As well, if you're just joined on, again, my name's Matt Gordon. I'm with the Hidden Hockey Podcast. If you really like the content and you like what I've got going on, feel free to subscribe. We're on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, the whole nine. Excited to talk more about the 24 draft. If you're wondering, I'm not going to have the live feed up, but I will have some audio that'll come through my mic, and then I'm going to talk instantaneously as I'm watching the ESPN Plus feed. So I will have it as soon as possible. I'm going to be very quick about it, and we'll have some instant live reaction to everything. So very excited for everybody that's come on here. Feel free to leave any comments about either the 24 draft. If you want to talk anything U18s, you want to talk prospects, you want to talk, even if you want to talk playoffs, we could talk playoffs. Whatever you guys want to talk about. I'm excited to talk a little bit more about the draft. And if you like the content, you like, talking with me, feel free to subscribe and it'd be greatly appreciated. Hello, everyone. For those just joining, again, my name's Matt Gordon. I'm with the Hidden Hockey Podcast. I'm going to get into more about the draft lottery that's going on tonight at 7 o'clock. Hello, everyone. For those just joining, again, my name's Matt Gordon. Sorry, I got backfire here. Hidden Hockey Podcast. I'm going to get into more about the draft lottery that's. I'm getting feedback off my stream. Apologize there. For those who are just getting in here, I got my mock draft loaded up here. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know about any of these players. If you're not aware of any of these players, I'm willing to give us a mini little scouting report about each and every one of them. I watch a lot of hockey, so I watched everything from the Swedish league to various other leagues. There's a lot of different prospects this year that I've kept track of, and so I can give you a pretty good analysis on pretty much anybody on the board here. So I'm excited to talk about that. Can't believe we got 42 people in here. Wow. Thanks a lot, guys, everybody who's come on here. Really appreciate the support. If you like the content, you like what I'm putting out, feel free to subscribe to get more of my future content. I'm going to put out more highlight reel type content that's going to come out and then the coming months, and then give you a whole bunch of content leading up to the NHL draft. I will be doing a day one live stream of the NHL draft as well. So if you really like the format of this, I'm going to go pick by pick as it's being done in the NHL draft with a full analysis on each and every pick that's going on in the draft. So for those that joined last year, if you're on here today, how detailed I am about the content. You know how I get into detail about every single player that's picked. So I have at least something on the majority of the players that are picked in the draft just because of how much hockey I do watch. So feel free to leave any comments in terms of, this draft, next year's draft. You want to talk Gavin McKenna or James Higgins. They obviously both blew up the U18 tournament this week. Would love to talk about that as well. I could give you, scouting reports on that different stuff. Again, my mock is listed up on here. For those who have any questions, feel free to, put that on here. We're hitting 50 people, which is awesome. Really excited about that, and hoping that we can continue to build this up, and you guys can be normal subscribers for me. So my mock's listed on there. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave any in the comments off to the side in the live chat. If you haven't already, feel free to subscribe on YouTube. I'm very excited to provide the content today. So sorry I'm a little under the weather. Got a little bit of sinus, not a sinus infection, but a little bit of allergies I'm dealing with right now. So I do apologize. Thank you very much, David. That's greatly appreciated. And again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Regards to anything, it could be anything draft related. I'm super excited to talk about it, and looking forward to learning more about what you guys want to talk about and different things like that. So if you guys could leave a comment, I'm curious where everybody's at. If anybody Canadians fan, who do they think is going to be the number one overall pick? Who will be the team picking that number one overall pick? Is it San Jose? Is it Chicago? Is it Anaheim? Do you think the Wings are going to sneak up there? Should be very interesting here. So we got Moncton, New Brunswick. Very cool, man. Very cool. Love that, man. That's awesome. Thank you for that. If you guys have any questions, like I said, I got my mock up. Feel free to leave any comments or questions. I'm gonna live react as the draft's going on. I do not have a live feed, unfortunately, but I will be reacting like instantaneously off the draft. So very cool. Another guy from Moncton. That's very cool. Wow, who would have thought that? Yeah, thank you, Hurricane. Appreciate it. I will be going live though. Like I will be like very instantaneous. Anybody who's followed my draft content before knows I'm very on the nose with it. So as soon as it happens, I'll provide a live reaction to it. So if you like that, feel free to stay on. Otherwise, if you guys have any links to streams, I'm okay with you guys putting it in the chat. And I'll let you guys know. So GG in terms of Habs. So you're obviously a Habs fan. Very cool. The lottery itself is going to start at 6:30. They probably will be towards like 7 o'clock. Is when they're going to probably have the number one overall pick. If not, maybe 7:30. They tend to push it out quite a bit. But yeah, so very cool. And then we got a JG and a JLG. That's awesome. Bathurst. Okay, Acadie Bathurst, New Brunswick. Very cool. Awesome. That's awesome to see. Up to 62 people now. That's really awesome. Thanks again, guys, for the support. This is really cool. Yeah, you bet, JG. I got my live content here in terms of the draft stuff. Feel free to critique my mock, anything like that. More than willing to talk hockey with each and every one of you. If you guys want to talk about unrelated things to the draft lottery, I'm okay with that too. You want to talk playoffs? We could talk playoffs. You want to talk draft lottery? We could talk draft lottery. You want to talk about the U18s and some of the future, prospects of the National Hockey League and beyond. Would love to talk about that as well. So, looking forward to having everybody on here. Up to 65 now. Very cool. Greatly appreciate those that are staying on. It's very nice of you. If you can and you haven't been on one of these streams before, feel free to leave, a like, a comment. Feel free to subscribe as well if you really enjoy the content. I'm going to put out more live streams here and then the coming months, leading up to the draft, and then talking more about next year and the various seasons and the various prospects that are coming up, throughout the leagues and throughout international hockey as well. So up to 69, very cool. This is awesome, guys. Thank you again. Habs draft Lindstrom. It's a lock. You got something I don't know, obviously. To me, I'm not as bullish on Caden Lindstrom, if I'm honest. He's a big kid. I do like his skill. I mean, you can see in my mock, I don't really have him in my top 15, which I know sounds crazy. But there's a big learning curve for him, in my opinion. I think there's a ton of things he's got to work on still in his game. He's offensively gifted, yes, but I do think his skating is still a work in progress. He's gotten a lot better than he was last year. Um, but I think there's some stuff there for me. So when's the Leaf coach getting fired? Probably they're announcing, I believe, either Thursday or Friday. They have a press conference going on for Sheldon Keefe. That should be interesting to see what happens there. I'm of the belief that he'll probably either be fired after that press conference or they will give a vote of confidence. As far as I know, with that press conference, it sounds like Shanahan will be there. It sounds like the president of MLSE, which is the Maple Leaf Sports Enterprises, he will be there at the press conference, and Brad Tree will also be there. So to me, that makes me think they're going to keep him. Surprisingly enough, I'm of the belief he probably should be canned, but we'll see. All right, JLG here. You got, if he's available, I don't think he will. It'll be Celebrini, Demidov, Levshinov, Lindstrom. Could see that happening. I could. I mean, I think somebody will be bullish on Lindstrom. I'm not as high on him as everybody else is personally. I think there's some work that has to be done with him. But he's a good player. I mean, I don't disagree that he's going to be a first round pick. He definitely will be. I just don't know if he. To me, I don't see a top 10 pick in him personally. That's just my opinion. Wow, 98 people, man. This is awesome. If you haven't already, again, my name's Matt Gordon. I'll try calling the picks from Ulysses Montreal. We'll see. I mean, I don't know. I highly, I tend to rank these guys more so on like my personal preference as opposed to what I think the teams will pick. I know it's kind of lame, but that's how I rank. Obviously a lot of people try to rank based on, playing the GM role in everybody's team. I'm just ranking these guys in pure upside. So that's one thing that I try to do as much as I can. So we're up to 107 while live. Very cool. Again, if you haven't already, again, my name's Matt Gordon. Feel free to leave any comments in the chat below. I'll answer any and all questions. Very excited to talk hockey with you guys. Very excited to talk draft. I'm going to jump here now to the ESPN Plus feed. I won't be showing a live feed, but I will be showing, I'll be having instant reaction to the draft lottery itself. So, um, you'll get my honest feedback right then and there as I'm watching. You guys might be able to hear it right now, actually. Lottery just started, Roblox. So they're going through talking about Macklin Celebrini, who many believe to be the number 1 overall pick in this draft. He's been that way run to run. You guys might be able to hear my audio, and let me know if you guys can. So just dropped in the link for the lottery here. Okay, cool. Thanks, Gary, for that. That's awesome.
This depth, I'm real impressed by, and specifically at the defense position. I mean, internationally, we could look at some of the players for sure, some of the young forwards, especially Demidov, who was very, very.
Hey, Ryan, if you know the stream, I mean, I'm okay with you putting it in the comments. I was just figuring I couldn't find one myself, but. So we're up to 120 people. Hey, let's go. If you guys haven't already, I have a ton of draft content. If you guys haven't already viewed it from before, if you're new here, again, my name's Matt Gordon. I'm talking everything from draft tonight to draft lottery to the U18 tournament that just happened to USHL drafts that happened today. Anything hockey related, I'm more than excited to talk about it with you guys. So we're going to commercial right now, guys. So nothing's been done yet. URL, Ryan, I don't know. Somebody's gonna post it. I don't have one personally. I was just gonna do a live reaction with you guys, but yeah. So You might be able to hear it a little bit through my mic, but yeah, they're in commercial right now, so I'll keep you guys updated as I'm talking about it here. So again, thanks 105 people. Thanks again for watching. This is awesome. I really appreciate the support and feel free to leave any comments in the chat as well. Should be really cool to talk more about the NHL draft lottery and where I think picks are going to go. Again, comment below, where you're from. Comment, what you think is going to happen in the draft lottery. Comment anything you want. I'm excited for that stuff to go in. So we got 98 viewers. What's going on? There we go. Everybody can hear me okay, right? My mic just didn't unplug. The team that has the worst odds, I'm actually going to put it up right now for you guys. I'll go ahead and share the tab right now. The worst odds is St. Louis, has the worst, followed by Detroit. And then the Devils, Devils entering the top 5 from New York. Interesting. Okay. That'd be interesting to see what happens. I mean, they've had enough draft lottery luck as it is. Me myself, admittedly, I'm a Wings fan, so for me, it would be disappointing if they got some more draft lottery luck. It would stink. The Sharks do, yeah. The Sharks really do need it. I think you guys, it would be very fitting for you guys to get Macklin celebrating, considering he grew up in the Junior Sharks program. His dad is a performance coach for the Golden State Warriors. That should be interesting, though. I'm very curious on what's going to happen. And I have a feeling it will hold. Personally, I think San Jose is going to get it. That's just my initial thought, but we'll see what happens here. So if he's not there, then they better pick Purig. Pierre, what are you talking about in terms of you talking for Montreal's pick? Yeah, you guys do. So which is cool. I'm kind of honestly if biased, I'm a Wings guy, but if it's not the Wings, I'm rooting for San Jose to get a pick. That'd be cool. I'm gonna jump back here into the mock draft for guys. ESPN Plus just came back with their live stream. So I'll let you guys know as it's going on. I don't have a live link to it, but I can give you guys a real live reaction as it's going on. Hitting over 100 people again, man. This is awesome. Appreciate you guys that have stayed on and supported the live stream. It's really awesome, and very excited to see where we go from here. As long as it's not Chicago, I'll be happy. Yeah, same. Actually, same. That'd be great if it was in Chicago. So, wow, up to 120. That's terrific. If you guys haven't already, yes, just to let you know, we can barely hear you. Your other screen. Okay. All right. How about now, David? Is that okay? I probably had to mute my other tab. I barely hear your other screen. Okay.
So it is Colorado jumping up from number 2 to number 1 and taking that first overall pick, or maybe one of the best ever.
Let's see here. Again, for those just joining on, again, my name's Matt Gordon. I'm with the Hidden Hockey Podcast. I do a lot of draft-related content in terms of the 24 NHL draft, and then drafts beyond that as well. So I'm really excited to talk more about the draft tonight, and I think that's a little bit better, right, Dave? Just let me know if it's not. We got all the teams lined up here now for the draft. I'm giving you guys live reaction as I'm watching on ESPN Plus. The best, obviously, odds are for San Jose, and then you obviously have Chicago, and some other teams, that are falling in here for the number one overall pick. So we'll see what happens here. But feel free to leave all your comments in the chat below. I'm excited to hear more about your guys' live reaction about the draft. And we'll talk more about what's going on for tonight, as well as for, the picks that I think will happen, from the draft. So, again, if you haven't followed it all, again, my name's Matt Gordon. I'm with the Hidden Hockey Podcast. I have a ton of draft content on my channel. So, and we'll be putting on more. So feel free to, leave a comment or leave a chat saying you subscribed, or if you haven't subscribed, at least look at the content and view it for me. So that'd be greatly appreciated. Very excited about everything here, though. That's going on tonight. Yeah, I appreciate it, Dave. That's awesome. No, that was very nice of you to do that. They're interviewing Macklin Celebrity right now.
Trying to suck it all up. Game night a little bit. That's pretty similar, actually.
When you look at the teams, ties to Vancouver, ties to San Francisco, even Minnesota.
Let me see here.
Who did you watch growing up?
Growing up, I mainly watched the Vancouver Canucks. Growing up there, childhood team.
Well, he can't get drafted to Vancouver. Macklin Celebrity is a Western Canadian kid, so he said he would want to be with the Vancouver Canucks. They're too busy making a playoff run, though, so they can't pick him.
Maybe Matt can break down some of his own stuff as well. Well, you don't sound good. Macklin, what I really appreciate about your game is the smarts that we see in your game. And we've taken this clip.
Again, for those who don't know, the widely thought of number one overall pick is going to be Macklin Celebrini. He's been wire to wire. The number one overall guy. Everybody's been pretty bullish on him since he was 15, 16, about being a really good hockey player. So we'll see what happens here. But I think there's a lot to like with Macklin. I think he's more than an average number one overall pick. I think after him, though, the class does drop a little bit. And, you get some other guys that are really good players, but I don't know if they're necessarily day one NHL ready. But, every year you get a few guys that end up breaking out for, the first year of the National Hockey League. And, you might get a few of those this year, but we'll see what happens. I would consider this year, for depth-wise, it's a pretty average year. Nothing too surprising or spectacular about this year's draft. I think defensively, is where the real gold can be found in this draft, because I think there's 15, 16 guys who I think could be in the top 40 that are defensemen. Really good players that, will go on to be very impactful, either top 4 or top 6 defensemen. A lot to like, though, in terms of what they got going on and, the overall depth there. Goaltending wise, there isn't a lot of great goaltenders in this draft. I would think you're not going to get a goaltender until like the middle of the second round, maybe late second round. But I don't really love the overall quality of those in this in the draft here. So again, as always, feel free to leave any comments here. It looks like they're going to get started here with the order of the draft any minute here. So they're getting everything prepped and ready to go. So
is a guy who's 6'7", 210 pounds. He has 11 points in the KHL, the most by
talking more about the defenseman here.
Then you move to Artem Lepshinov. Here's a guy here who plays an excellent two-way game.
Again, if you guys haven't already, feel free to leave some comments in the overall, in the live chat replay, or if you're watching this after the fact, feel free to leave a comment, and I'll answer any and all of them. Greatly appreciate those that have already commented. You guys rock, and hopefully you guys continue to be potential subscribers here for any future content that I put out here.
Chicago moved up from 3 last year to win the Bedard lottery. Have better odds tonight to make that move again. Further down the list, you'll see Pittsburgh at 14. However, per the terms of the Erik Karlsson trade, Pittsburgh will transfer its first-round pick in this year's draft if it remains outside of the top 10. But if they move up, they have the option of keeping it, which they would like to do, and then give San Jose their first.
Here we go. Getting ready here to announce some stuff.
always a great night. You got these new players coming into the league this summer of the draft, and I know this year it's a very special place, very unique place to have the NHL.
Appreciate it, Chris. That's awesome, man. I'm gonna try to be as quick as possible for you guys. I know it sucks to not have a live feed. I've been there, done that. I'm gonna try to be as quick as possible and let you guys know, what's going on. All right, everybody can hear me again, right? Sorry, my mic got unplugged. Let me make sure that works. Not the time. Hello? All right. All right, looks like everything's good now. They're getting ready to pick here, so they're going to probably show the 12 through 16 any minute right now. They're just explaining the draft process and the overall lottery selection.
That means San Jose would be locked in. Also, teams cannot win the lottery more than twice in a 5-year period. So let's get started. Here's Deputy Commissioner.
Here we go. All right, we're going right now.
Wishing each of the 16 NHL franchises participating in tonight's draft lottery the best of luck. Let's get this going. The 16th overall selection in the 2024 NHL draft belongs to
16 goes to St. Louis. The St. Louis Blues are the 16th pick.
The 15th overall selection in the 2024 NHL draft belongs to the Detroit Red Wings.
15 goes to the Detroit Red Wings. So 16 St. Louis, 15 Detroit.
Goes to the Detroit Red Wings. Pick will actually go to the San Jose Sharks. Mike Greer knows that he will have 2 first-round picks. It would have moved to next year had the Penguins got into the top 10, but they stay at 14. So Mike Greer picks.
The San Jose gets the 14th pick from Pittsburgh.
13th selection in the 2024 NHL draft belongs to
13 goes to the Minnesota Wild.
The 12th selection in the 2024 NHL draft goes to the Philadelphia Flyers.
Ooh. Philadelphia gets the 12th pick. Macklin celebrating. Just asked what Zillow is. That kills me as a person looking for a house right now. Unrelated, but so again, the recap there, we got Calgary at 16, or sorry, not Calgary. We got St. Louis at 16, Detroit at 15, San Jose at 14, Minnesota at 13, Philadelphia at 12, 11 is Buffalo. The 10th overall is going to be the New Jersey Devils.
Well, at around the range of number 10, we're talking about a guy by the name of Cole Eiserman, a really polarizing prospect who at the start of the year was the projected number 2 pick. Well, Cole Eiserman did some amazing things at the under-18s, scored 9 goals. What did that allow him to do? Allow him to surpass
Let's see here.
Cole Caulfield for number 1 on the United States National Training and Development Program all-time goal leader.
What I'll do, guys, is for those who are just getting into this feed, I'm going to also put up the order on the bottom as well. So you guys will see that, and I'll have it in real time once the lottery concludes. Number 9 is going to the Calgary Flames. So far, it's gone by the order of the odds.
Goes to Seattle Kraken.
8 went to Seattle.
The 7th overall selection in the 2024.
7th overall is going to Ottawa.
Senators.
So Ottawa at 7, Seattle at 8, Calgary at 9, New Jersey at 10.
Selection in the 2024 NHL draft will be the property of the Utah Hockey Club.
So Utah gets the 6th overall pick.
The 5th overall selection.
5th overall pick goes to
belongs to the Montreal.
Montreal goes, and so far it's as the odds have gone. So it's been
There's 3 players that we're looking at in particular, especially with Montreal.
it's been 16 St. Louis, 15 Detroit, 14 San Jose, 13 Minnesota, 12 Philadelphia, and then we got New Jersey at 10.
In his 32 games. And how about the son of Jerome, TJ Ginla, a little bit at the start of the year by Chris Millette in Kelowna.
They're talking a little bit more about prospects as well.
47 goals, put up 12 points at the under 18s, maybe the highest riser in all of the draft class. And Sam Dickinson at 6'3", 200 pounds.
Awesome. Thanks, Dave. Appreciate that. Thank you. It's probably because I took out that tab. It's a lot easier when I just have one tab open.
We'll see what happens there. Back to you, Commissioner.
Going back to the lottery here, we're going to go number 4.
2024 NHL draft belongs to the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Columbus gets the 4th overall pick.
Out to 3.
Now it's San Jose, Chicago, and Anaheim. Those are the 3 teams that have the chance to get the number 1 overall pick. Seems all too familiar, doesn't it? It's a bit disgusting to have Chicago have an opportunity again to get a number 1 overall pick. It sucks, personally, but I'll let you guys know. They're going to break. We will be again. I'm going back to the draft odds here because it's basically identical. Those just joining. You're looking at the odds the way they are right now. I am a hater. I know. I can admit it. Thanks, Ryan. I appreciate it. So it's a commercial here. Again, anybody live reactions? I'd love to hear from you guys. Find out where you guys are at. If you have any questions, feel free to let everybody know. Chicago getting 3rd. They could. I mean, I find it interesting. It's went right from the odds order. It's kind of what I thought might happen, but I wasn't 100% sure. But we'll see what happens here. I'm kind of curious, and we're gonna find out in no time here. They'll have everything by 7 o'clock. So
because when we build, we become stronger.
And then for those who stayed on, appreciate it. You guys have been awesome. Didn't expect to have 80 people on here tonight, so that was very cool to find that out. And super excited to talk more about hockey with you guys. So I might bounce back to my mock here in a minute. Mute the screen here. Hopefully that's a little better. Let me see here. What's going on with that? So again, the odds, we're looking at 16 with Louis, 15 was Detroit, 14 goes to San Jose. It wasn't a top 10 pick. 13 goes to Minnesota, 12 Philly, 11 Buffalo, 10 New Jersey, 9 Calgary, 8 Seattle, 7 Ottawa, 6 Utah, 5 Montreal, 4 Columbus. That's where we're at right now. So we will see what happens here. Again, for those that are willing to, Adam, appreciate it, man. Watching from Hartlepool in Northeast England. There's another guy who subscribed to this channel that's from England too. I don't know if he's on here today. If he is, let me know if you are. He watched a lot of my draft coverage last year. So I appreciate you telling me this. It's awesome that you're following along with us, and very excited to have you on here. So feel free to subscribe. I can provide a lot of draft coverage and stuff. I'll be doing some more live streams as well going forward here in the next couple months. So we're back now. The top 3 picks we're going to have, again, it's all going to order. I'm sharing the screen right now. We got San Jose, Anaheim, and Chicago. Number 3 is Anaheim. So number 3 is Anaheim. Right now, it's either San Jose or Chicago.
So we're down to 2. Macklin celebrating either will be a San Jose Shark or a Chicago Blackhawk.
And the number 1 overall. Let's hear it all.
Overall selection in the 2024 NHL Draft belongs to
San Jose gets the number 1 overall pick. Chicago gets 2. So Macklin Celebrini goes home. Macklin Celebrini, again, for those who don't know the connection here, Macklin Celebrini was a junior Shark at one point in time. So now he gets to go home to San Jose and play for his hometown team in the Sharks. How cool is that? Dad is also a performance coach for the Golden State Warriors. So his dad is very aware of the area, can help him out routinely. That's a very, very we got rigged as a comment below. It just went to what I thought it would be. You know, they just went with the odds in the draft. So yeah, Chris, thank you. I feel the same. But either way, Chicago is very lucky, man. Chicago is gonna get another beast in Levshunov. If they decide to go that route, maybe they go with Silyev. Either way, they're gonna get lucky and get a really good player. So Ryan, you can be very happy about what they got going on there in Chicago. So you guys can stay on as well. I'm going to talk more about U18s. I'm going to talk more about the draft. I'll talk about my mock and talk about the other drafts as well. So we'll find out what happens here. But appreciate you guys that have been on and stayed on. Would have been cool if they still had all their OG players. Yeah, that'd have been a hell of a team. You have Kane, you have Taze, you have everybody back, and then you get Bedard and whoever they draft. That's gonna be pretty awesome. We'll see what happens though. And we'll see what's going on. They're just interviewing Greer right now. They're about to go off and I think go into coverage here in the next 5 minutes for the Carolina game. His career is ruined. I don't know about that, but we'll see what happens. Again, for those just joining again, I don't know why you would just now be joining. But if you're looking at the odds and how they work. Chicago 2, Anaheim 3, Columbus 4, Montreal 5, Utah 6, Ottawa 7, Seattle 8, Calgary 9th, New York 10th, Buffalo 11th, 13th for Minnesota, 14th for San Jose, 15th for Detroit, and 16th for St. Louis. So, again, everybody who's been on here, we still got 40 people here after all the results have been revealed. So that's awesome. Feel free to leave any comments. I'm excited to talk more about draft content if you guys are willing to stay on. We could talk more about the 24 draft. If you want to find out what I think your team's going to pick, or what you have any questions, feel free to leave that in the chat. Excited to talk more with you guys about the overall draft and the lottery and everything like that. So excited to hear more about it. But I'm going to go back to my mock now, kind of update everything here. So we got San Jose, Chicago, Anaheim, Columbus. It's going to be Montreal now. Sorry, I'll just update it on the fly. You got Utah. 7's going to be Ottawa. Seattle, Calgary, New Jersey, Buffalo, Philly, Minnesota, San Jose, Detroit, St. Louis. Okay, cool. I'm going to share this tab instead. Guys, you guys want to talk mocks? We can talk mocks now. So I got the order all updated on here now. In terms of, the picks, I don't think the picks are going to change much, in my opinion. It's going to be how it stays, at least for the top 16. On various guys that are here in this range. So it should be really exciting to see what's going on here, what we're going to be able to have with the various picks. Obviously San Jose gets lucky. They've got 2 opportunities to take some picks. So I got them taking obviously Macklin celebrating. I'm almost certain now is the number 1 overall pick. And I have them picking Ryder Ritchie at 14, which may not be impossible. I think there's a lot of really bullish people on Ryder Ritchie. So we'll see what happens. I'm super excited though for those that have joined on. Anybody who's been on here, the whole time, it's greatly appreciated. Excited to provide more content to you guys. And super pumped to have everybody in here. So, very cool that we've gotten some international people, some people from Canada. Very cool. Again, if you guys have any comments, feel free to leave comments in the chat. Look forward to talking more about hockey. I'm gonna probably stay on here for another, hour or so. So more than willing to talk hockey with each and everybody. It's here. I do have the live for those just joined. I do have the live draft order listed on here. So feel free to engage with me here. So they got, San Jose obviously got the number 1 overall pick. More than likely they're going to take Macklin Celebrini. There's probably a non-zero chance they won't. And then, you have your Chicago got 2, all ranked and listed exactly how I have it here on the board. So it should be exciting to have this content be pushed out, and, excited to see now that we got the order, everybody can start mocking away their dreams and lives here. So very excited to talk more, though, if you guys are interested. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. If you didn't already, please subscribe. We look forward to talking more about hockey, more about the content, more about different things going on here for tonight. And so got a lot of views tonight, so that's very cool. Those that are just joining, hello. Again, my name's Matt Gordon with the Hidden Hockey Podcast. You want to talk post lottery? We'll talk post lottery. If you guys want to stay on, more than willing to do that. Answer any questions about the 24 draft and what I think is going to happen here. So I got my mock list set up on here. And if you guys have any questions, more than willing to talk about each and every pick that I think's, listed on there. So otherwise, you guys are great. You guys, everybody who's subscribed, thank you. Everybody who's been engaging in the content, thank you. I got a lot more content coming in the next coming months. Feel free to follow and subscribe wherever you can find it. And just super pumped to be able to have done the live stream. Very cool that everybody's been on here and been very kind. So it's great. Few more subscribers, which is great. Up to 49 now, guys. Thanks for this. We've had 6 subscribers since this, so that's awesome. Appreciate you guys content, pushing the content and watching the content. We're super pumped about everything. And I'm gonna be providing a lot more content as we're going into the draft season here. So feel free to stick on. If you have any questions about the U18, you want to talk USHL draft, you want to talk futures draft, you want to talk any of this stuff. Really excited to talk more about what's been going on today with the NHL draft, the lottery itself. We can talk about this year's draft. If you want to talk more about James Higgins and Gavin McKenna, we can talk more about that. Really excited to talk more about everything going on, and we'll see what happens here, right? So I'm super pumped about good for San Jose to be able to get their pick and have their opportunity to have their picks. So it's awesome. It's obviously been a really hard year for those, from San Jose, and you're just super excited for those that are, doing well on the content and stuff, doing, probably feeling a lot better now they got Macklin Celebrini. All that pain was worth it. So, good year for San Jose and happy for them. So, again, as always, I'm going to stick on here for a little bit. So if you guys are still interested in having content, leave some questions. I'm more than willing to talk more about my reaction to things. And even if it's not necessarily draft related, if you want to talk playoffs, we can talk playoffs. Excited for any and all that want to join. So let's see what's going on here. The draft lottery obviously ended. Thanks again for those that have stayed on. Greatly appreciate it. If you guys want, we can still talk more about the draft and different things. So thanks again, Adam, for the subscription. That was appreciated. Thank you for Chris. That was awesome for you to subscribe. Greatly appreciate it as well. We got some more coming in here. So thank you again for those that are joined on. if you haven't already, and you've been watching this hour of coverage and you haven't hit the subscription button, shame on you. Get me to 50 subscribers would be greatly appreciated. I'm going to talk more about international hockey. Talk more about the World Championships coming up. We could talk more about various other picks that are coming up here in this draft. So I'm super pumped, super excited to get more into that. And so I got 12 people still on. Again, thank you again for all your guys' following and your guys' ability to, engage in content. And super pumped for what happened tonight. So again, I got my mock here. Very excited for all the content and how people have engaged in it. This is much appreciated from those that have been on here. So I'll bounce out of here real quick. So anybody that wants to talk USHL, we can talk USHL. You want to talk, U18s, we can talk U18s. Either way, super pumped to talk more with you guys, engage more, and have you guys see, the content I was putting out today. Greatly appreciated for those that have gone on and subscribed or, follow me on Instagram or follow on Twitter. Super pumped for that, and getting more subscribers and building this group up a little bit more. So thank you again for those that have joined on for tonight. We're an hour in, which is awesome. Super excited for everybody that stayed on. If you guys want to talk more, I'll go more. I'm going to review my mock again for those that have stayed on. We can talk more about the different picks. I'm going to go ahead and jump ahead and talk more about that now. So my number one overall pick, I got Macklin Celebrini. To be, he's far and away the number one. I don't think it's even close compared to some of the other prospects that are available in this draft. So I think that's the guy you're going to look at and say he's the guy who's going to get NHL ready from day one. Number two, I think Chicago has to take Artem Levshunov. To me, it's a can't miss opportunity. It's something you have to do. A great overall player, good skill, really physical. To me, he's the closest thing you can have to a number one defenseman. He just doesn't have any weakness whatsoever. Number three for me, they tend to like Finnish guys. Ends of the Swedes usually in Anaheim, so I think they'll go ahead and they'll go with Consta Helenius. I think that's a pick that I could see them doing a lot with. And then I think 4, they take the shot and they go with Cole Eiserman for Columbus. I think there's a lot of potential there for him to be really high on goal scorer, kind of take the role that they Baglani would have taken on. Montreal, I think they go with Parak here at 5. And then I think Demidov goes to Utah at 6. Michael Hage, I think goes to Ottawa at 7. Seattle, I think Iginla gets Tisha Ginla, who is Jerome Iginla's nephew, does get back to Calgary, in my opinion. I think he will be somewhere in that top 10, and I just poetic nature having him at 9. And then my number 10 would be Tarek Parashak out of the Prince George Cougars going to New Jersey. So, again, those that have joined on and have been, on here since the beginning, greatly appreciate it. You guys have been great. I'm super excited, super pumped that I've been able to have a pretty consistent group that have stayed on and been loyal and honest with me about my content. So, again, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the chat. If you don't, that's cool too. I guess you can linger and watch. I'll stay on here probably for another maybe 15 minutes. Feel free to have any questions, leave them in the chat below. Super excited and pumped to talk more about the draft and the overall draft lottery. And we'll see what happens here going forward. Super pumped to talk more about the different prospects, different players. I think there's a lot to like here from having San Jose land that first overall pick, which is to me incredibly poetic. Should be cool to see them have the opportunity to get 2 really good picks in this draft and 1 in 14. So still get more people joining. Hello. If you haven't already, so hit the subscribe button. Get me to 50 subscribers. I need it. Give me to 50 on YouTube. I'll be super pumped if I get there. Right now I'm sitting at 49. All it takes is one click to make a man happy. So we got 7 more here. Hello. Hello, for those that just rejoined or joining us, thank you again for your opportunity to let me talk in your ear about hockey. Greatly appreciate everybody who subscribed tonight. Good night for watching hockey. Good night for talking about hockey. Great night to be a hockey fan. So, super pumped to say that Mr. Celebrini will probably return home to the San Jose Sharks, and we'll be able to pick there at 1 in 13. So, again, or sorry, 14. Again, thank you again so much to everybody who's been on here. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the chat below. I'm actually going to log off probably now. I'm starting to see that numbers are dwindling a little bit. So thank you again for those who tuned in. Greatly appreciate everybody who has subscribed, everybody who is engaged in the content tonight. Leave your comments in the chat below or in the comments of the video after I end the stream. Greatly appreciate you guys staying on. So thanks again, and we'll talk soon. Bye.